What's up, y'all? Empress Dannie here, back with another episode of the Daily Grind. Yes, you know it. Pouring you up a nice hot cup of Joe. Gonna get your day off to a bright and beautiful start. I am feeling a nice ease into the day, the AM hours, the morning hours, I guess waking hours, whenever you should get this message. Ease into things. It feels somewhat pleasant. As much as one wants to get up, when it's actually time to get up, it feels like it's a gentle awakening. That can also resonate more deeply on other levels. A gentle awakening, where you're realizing something, awakening to something, becoming aware of something. I did see 555 as soon as I began recording this message. So I definitely feel like awakening to some changes. Those are always taking place within us. So perhaps something about today is I keep seeing the cup of replenishment. So this could certainly be realizing maybe it is kind of like something having to do with like realizing a realization of like love. The way you feel could be what it is, the love in your heart, whether for another or whether for yourself. Excuse me. Speaking of gentle awakening, right? I don't know why it's giving like a cool breeze. Cool breeze, a gentle awakening. Shall we get a self-mastery oracle card to begin our messages today? We shall. Okay. Air. Fly free. Okay. This card usually indicates communication. Okay. But more so than the communication itself, what feels like the comprehension that it brings. So this is some sort of communication so that you have the release you need to be able to do something. This is usually like communicating some sort of change. If there was an issue or problem, this is typically whatever that issue or problem is, being cleared up, being released or set free from that. This is not an issue anymore. This is taken care of now. There's something of that nature that's at play today. Second card. Communication, right? This card says speak up and be heard, okay? So maybe you've been kind of like bottling some things up. Also, someone opposite you could as well. I do see the transformation card, light and dark. So it does feel like if we've been operating in a shadow side or someone else is, today something's coming through. Here we have what? Warrior of light. So we have literally like air energy in all of these cards that are coming through. So it really gives me the impression, and you guys know, both the messages yesterday, communication was key. Communication, communication, communication. Feels like perhaps today that gold cup is bringing out that love is expressing again, whether that's you expressing, whether that's someone else expressing in some way. I just think that is funny how we're seeing now all of these cards come through that are indicating communication. I'm picking up an energy of like relief, like being relieved, right? To know you or someone else being relieved to hear something, to know something. This could also be like to be shown love in one way or another, to be replenished, to be restored, to have some sort of information. Get our African goddess. God, thank you. Okay, let's feel. Marie Laveau, good juju. Okay. So we're starting the day with good vibes. We do have Bokumu, soul forgiveness, and Nana Baluku, seasons. Okay, so if you recall the soul forgiveness card, this was, Mobokomu, I think that's how you say it. she was the one where I want to say when she birthed her sons, her father disowned her. There was something like that. But she had to listen to her own voice. So you could be listening to your own voice. Maybe it is despite rejection from someone else, another direction. Nana Baluku is a new season, though, a new time of life. It is usually a fresh start. Sometimes it can be like a do over. So this can be with soul forgiveness. It could be releasing, maybe it is someone else's judgment, someone else's opinion, releasing another way or a former way, someone else's way, and starting a new season or a new path, doing things out of your very own way, okay? Hmm. Let's let's animal. We're gonna we'll get one of those as well. So that we can make joy a daily practice. Oh. Crossroads, message of divinity. Okay. So whatever this communication is that's coming in, that hawk we know is a message of divinity. It comes through very clear. Sometimes it's cutting. It doesn't have to be. You could be giving or receiving this, but a message of divinity is what brings us to the tarantula, some sort of a crossroads. This is like hearing something that rings very true. The message of divinity is God getting your attention, God bringing something to your awareness, and it putting you at a position where it says, what are you going to do? Right now that you know this, now that I've made this known to you, now that I've made this clear to you, which direction are you going to choose from here? I do see the grateful card at the split. So I do feel like, again, whether you're communicating or whether you're receiving communication, there's gratitude, I feel, for knowing, perhaps, or having some sort of information or being able to tell. I do see enthusiastic. So it makes me feel like when it comes to being at whatever this crossroads is, something makes me feel like you could very well, with good juju, this could be a good crossroads, a good turning point where it's like, oh, I want to go this direction. It could be with the gold cup of refreshment. This is so refreshing, right? I have a desire to go this way. It's a good vibe in this direction. And I don't know why this gives me the impression where it's like, sometimes someone will offer you something, or they'll say something, or they will suggest something, and you'll be like, I know that was God because that's just what I needed to hear, that's what I needed to know. I feel like it's something of that nature where there's something like that that's coming through, and it's like, I know God sent you or God told you to say, and you could be this for someone else, but what it's doing is presenting then what feels like a crossroads. Some of you, this could certainly be having to do with something that you communicated with the hawk. This could have been you that sent the message of divinity, where spirit just spoke through you and said something that needed to be said very clearly. And that could have definitely put someone else at some sort of crossroads when you came through with this message of divinity. But I feel like it very well could have cut something out, right? It could have created a turning point where you went down the right path. Good juju here. And today could be the communication that you're getting that's affirming that that was the right direction and bringing you into a new season because you decided to go your own way or you decided to do your own thing. The reflective card is here. I acknowledge my past and admire my progress. Life isn't about how much I do, but how much I grow from each experience. I take time to pause and integrate lessons into my life. Like a professional athlete, I take time off to rejuvenate and recharge. By pausing and reflecting, I become stronger, clearer, and bolder, winning life. Affirmation, I am reflective, I am proud of my journey, I am moving in the right direction. So some of you, I know I relate to this because you guys know I took a few days of rest, of respite. Some of you may have been in a similar mode, but this just affirms perhaps life is reflecting to you and maybe is giving you some sort of break of some sort, because you were willing to be responsible and take rest. Responsible is here. I am responsible for my life. I choose how I want to live and feel each day. Life is 10% what happens to me and 90% how I respond to it. I have the capacity to respond calmly and thoughtfully to situations rather than reactively, right? And that's what I feel. You're not being, I kind of get this energy of like not being a hothead, but with the hawk, you're paying attention, you're being wise, you're seeing the message of divinity and simply making the changes when you're at those crossroads or turning point. You're hearing spirit very clearly and taking responsibility for making the decisions that need to be made. Traffic on the freeway, food on my white outfit, angry, frustrated, not me. I'm able to control my response. I'm responsible, okay? So I feel that I'm in charge of my response. I'm in charge of my life and I choose to be happy. And I feel like, and here's what calm there at the bottom of the deck. I remain calm. I don't get caught up in my thoughts and emotions. I keep them separate from me. Observing my breath gives me stability and peace. I know that worrying only makes my trouble double. I let my thoughts go, take a big inhale, and I'm on my way to serenity. Okay, I'm calm, centered. I am at peace. I feel that too. I feel like you. I don't know why I kind of get like you're not worrying. With the message of divinity, when spirit speaks, you're simply listening, you're simply following that voice and doing what it is that spirit is instructing you to do when you're at that place, that crossroads, and having peace in your heart, remaining calm. You're taking responsibility. I see buying here, so maybe you're purchasing something. Okay. Maybe someone else is purchasing something with the buying card. There's also this energy of like buying, paying, something could be being paid for. You could be being paid for something. Someone may be purchasing something. This could also be like, you have buying, like a story, if you will, buying it like this. It's almost like this message of divinity is kind of giving me like basis for the messages, where like if there was some sort of message of divinity that has to be accepted, so the buying card could definitely correlate to accepting the message of divinity. Someone could be buying or accepting your message, giving energy to your message in some way, being obedient or responsive, if you will, or responsible with the message of divinity, by heeding whatever that is. I see privileged lady here, so you could be receiving some sort of privileges. I just wanted to fall out. Put you back in. Something makes me feel like you felt like it wasn't a real aspect of your persona, but you may have felt somewhat inadequate, or maybe like not good enough. And I feel like that wasn't a true maybe perspective or POV, if you will. There was like a hidden face of some sort that maybe diminished the value of your worth, okay? Whether by you or by someone else. I also feel like the message of divinity today, if you're in a position where I feel like this could be presenting a turning point in any given situation, where Gold Cup of replenishment is almost like the opportunity this could be like to show love, to express love. I don't know why I'm kind of picking up an opportunity to change. And with the hawk, this could be where spirit is speaking to someone. The vibe is right. The circumstances are right. and dependent upon which direction it is they choose, whether or not they're obedient to spirit, I feel is going to dictate what direction you go. The message card just flipped over in all of the communication that we have. So like I said, I feel like somebody's getting a message of some sort today, and they're having to heed that message, listen to the voice of the divine. It feels like in the direction that it's instructing them to go. And even if that's you on the other side of that, this, like I said, could be to make some sort of a purchase, to purchase something, to give way to something energetically that is worthy of giving way to. It just feels like spirit is speaking in one way or another, and we have an opportunity, it feels like, to listen, to get whatever that message is, to heed whatever that message is today. And there's a vibe around doing whatever this is what I feel. That one fell. Imprisonment. False person. It's almost like stuck with your choice is kind of what it's giving. And with the hawk, the message of divinity, there's going to be some sense of like, if at a crossroads and not heeding, there's going to be, it just kind of feels like, again, stuck with the decision or the path, if you will, that is being chosen. Yeah, I see pathway. So this is kind of like an opportunity out, it feels like, of a stuck place. You could be receiving or giving a message of concern. I also get this energy of like opening up about some sort of concern. Someone could be doing this to you, you to someone else, and not being bound by whatever that is, but starting to see some things clear from your path, no longer feeling stuck is what it feels like. And but it being kind of this crossroads energy that is maybe choosing a direction for you or someone opposite. I don't know why, like I said, I feel like the vibe is good in whatever this is today. The vibe is good in the direction that you're supposed to go. So I feel like it makes it easy. It's almost like it would be stubbornness not to go that direction, because of the fact that you know it's God based on how this is coming through. The vibe is just too good. And I also just heard too strong. But it feels like, it feels as though you have to be obedient, you have to listen and trust spirit, which this could definitely indicate that this is in an area where there's been a cycle that has been repeated, where you have maybe constantly gotten in a comfort zone or a loop, if you will, doing something different than what spirit could be instructing today. So we shall see. That's what I have for you in these messages. I love you. Like, share, subscribe. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.